Commissioners, item 7 on the agenda is an application for a certificate of appropriateness of the Borough of Brooklyn, docket number 196016. This is 453 8th Street, located within the Park Slope Historic District extension. This is a neo-Gothic style row house designed by Jefferson F. Wood and built circa 1884. The application is to alter the rear facade.
All right. Good afternoon, Commissioners, Director Interim Preservation Department staff. This property is located in the Park Slope Historic District extension on the south side of 8th Street between 7th and 8th Avenue. The proposal before you is to modify the rear facade by removing a select area of masonry and construct a double-height window assembly with a projecting oriel addition. The architect is here to present this application. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon. I know you guys are running late, so I'll try to be really concise and clear. My name is Matthew Mueller. I'm with the firm Architect Adeux, small firm in Brooklyn. I'm here to present to you 453 8th Avenue, or 8th Street renovation to the rear facade. To give you a location, we're located on the north side of 8th Street between 7th Avenue and 8th Avenue. The building was originally built by owner Charles Long. Architect Jefferson Wood. This is a group of many buildings that I'll touch upon a little bit later that were considered a development by Charles Long. Just to give you a very brief understanding of what we're doing on the inside that informs of the change to the back that we're trying to do. As you'll notice on the basement floor level, most of the primary spaces are located on the lower floor with an 8-foot ceiling height. Entrance into those spaces are under the stoop. And on the parlor floor, which is the more grand floor, the more traditionally entrance floor, are secondary spaces of a master bedroom and a music space. We would like to recapture the parlor floor to make it the main living space allow the entrance to be what it was meant to be, in the grand stoop up on the brownstone. And then to situate some more minor spaces below. So what you can see is in the rear facade, we are adding a kitchen that's open to the main living space, and we are creating what we're calling a kind of a glorified bay window towards the back to bring in a lot of light and just to have a nice connection between the main living space and the rear garden. So here we are on the original facade right now. As it stands today, we're proposing to remove the two lower floors of windows and brick. And this is the proposal with the modified bay window as we're bringing on the first floor. Existing windows on the second floor to remain. And what we're trying to do is really respect that proportion of the original windows and create two large bays on the first floor in the basement. And while we're projecting out, and with the steel lintel that we're creating, we're having a frame around that bay that's going to be painted to match the window color. And we're trying to also respect the scale, the residential scale, by having divided lights in the windows that as we're making large openings, we want to also respect that residential scale with the divided lights. So just to go look a little bit at the block as it stands now, the group of buildings in yellow are what I was referring to earlier as the Charles Long development. Outside of those buildings, there are a few buildings that we've identified that have rear yard additions or modifications. The largest ones being towards the east in blue here, 477, 41, 45. And then towards the west at 429A, they've enlarged the lower floor with a stair and a small kind of patio extension off the first floor. Looking within the Charles Long development, where all of these buildings presumably were very identical. I mean, the historical designation report states that. And looking over time, moving from east to west, there's been slight modifications to all of them. 459, you'll see they've enlarged their rear facade quite extravagantly, and other ones are a little bit less, but we have a variety of roof sheds or decks that have been added. If you look a little bit further down the block, again, there are modified basement floors. 439 has a little bit of the original archway that was in most of the buildings, but that's also been divided. 437 has an actual first floor or basement level addition and roof deck. And then again, you have some more sheds that are have been added to many of these. So all of this to say that presumably all of these were very identical, but over time they've been kind of diluted to quite a lot of diversified rear facades. So if you look a little bit at the detail, interested that.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. Are there any questions? Are there any speakers on this item? All right. Community Board 6 recommends approval. And if we don't have any other comments, we can close the hearing. And I think this is very modest and attractive. And any issues?
It's not only modest, I think it's quite beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did say attractive.
Beautiful, yeah, you did, yeah, no, you're right.
Okay, Wellington.
In the matter of, excuse me, 453 8th Street, Park Slope Historic District Extension, the application is to alter the rear facade. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
In the matter of 453 8th Street in the Park Slope Historic District Extension, an application to alter the rear facade, I recommend approval, finding that the construction of the proposed double-height window assembly with projecting oriel addition at the rear facade will not eliminate or damage any significant features of the building. The window assembly and oriel will not be visible from a public thoroughfare. That a variety of rear extensions and double-height windows assembly exist within the block, including some that project further into the rear yards and are taller than the projecting oriel. Therefore, the proposed addition will not further diminish the central green space. That the proposed window assembly and oriel will utilize materials, a division of floor levels, and multi-light configurations that will be in keeping with the materials palette and residential scale of the building, and the work will not detract from the special architectural and historic character of the building or the historic district.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Application's approved.